Hey, just a warning. While Fuller House is a family show, the Fullest House Podcast is not. Listener discretion is advised. Hello and welcome to the Fullest House Podcast, where we've lived our whole lives without pride, and we're not going to start now. By the way, happy Pride Month. We're recording this at the beginning of Pride Month. I'm Mark Greene.
I'm Harrison Bloom.
And I'm Zach Horowitz. And yes, Mark was not lying. We are literally recording this on June 1st. So happy Pride Month to those of you who are celebrating.
Happy Pride. This is an episode, oddly enough, about pride. Not that kind of pride.
But pride nonetheless.
But pride nonetheless.
A similar type of pride. You know, pride in oneself.
That's true.
Your various traits.
This episode is J Money's coming out narrative.
Oh, yeah. So, J Money...
He comes out as a boy who wants to have a girlfriend.
The J Money plot of this episode is so good. Not to mention the fact that J Money now has an emo haircut.
He does.
J Money has an emo haircut.
It's perfect.
And the show acknowledges it. It's great.
Yeah.
We've agreed this is a good episode.
Which... This is like this isn't like a real IMDb trivia because it's not in the trivia section, but I was going to find the IMDb trivia for this episode because we exited this episode and we were like, oh, this is actually a pretty good episode. We enjoyed this episode.
Quite a lot.
This is the lowest rated this is the lowest rated episode of season 4 of Fuller House on IMDb. Granted, not by a very large margin. This episode has a 7 out of 10 rating average, I'm guessing. The next lowest is a 7.1.
Okay.
So it's not like...
Okay.
There's not a lot of variance here. I think the highest one is like a 7. The highest one is an 8.0.
Okay, that's not a huge range.
Yeah, I don't know how to react to that because either, this is like episode 2.
Yeah.
So either this season's going to be great if every episode is better than this one and we really liked this episode,
I know, right?
or
IMDb was
everyone
wrong.
is full of bullshit and can't acknowledge that this is one of the better episodes of this entire show that we've watched.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's recency bias there, maybe, but
that could be it.
For context, the episode we watched last week, the season 4 premiere, is a 7.6.
This was better than the season premiere. The season premiere was more emotional, but this was a funnier, better sitcom episode.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna say it. People don't like it when I speak the truth, but like I tell it like it is. You can't censor me. That's just what it is. Happy Pride, everybody.
Like, we actually came out of this episode thinking this was a very good episode. We enjoyed ourselves watching this episode, which is more than we could say about most episodes of this show.
The episode, it starts out a little rough.
Yeah.
And by that, it kind of starts out like a regular episode of this show.
It's one of those openings I can barely even remember. It's like, what was she doing? She's eating
Kimmy
a lot.
is heating up a burrito in the microwave. She is pregnancy hungry.
Okay.
I think immediately we said, okay, well, we're doing this.
Amazingly, they don't do the entire time.
Yep.
They have a different pregnancy-related conflict.
It's a different pregnancy-related conflict,
Oh, yeah.
but Steph is being really protective of Kimmy. She's forbidding her from doing all these things, being really controlling.
Yeah.
When she sees her sitting by the microwave, Steph says, "You're nuking my baby," which, by the way, Steph, like, I know you're worried, but maybe your baby's going to get Hulk powers and be very strong.
Yeah, that's how it starts. You got to get them hooked on the radiation early, because if you do it as an adult, then they're just going to get cancer.
if I may provide a counter argument. If your child is a superhero, if your child is a superhero, it's a bad omen for you as the parent.
All right.
Sure. But other counterpoint.
Yes.
Yes. Hulk baby.
You know what? I'm convinced.
Yeah.
I'm joining your side now.
Yeah.
Hulk baby.
Hulk baby.
Yeah.
Hulk baby.
Hulk baby.
Hulk baby.
Okay, done with that.
Baby.
Feel free to cut out the chanting, Tyler, but I'm very much here for Hulk baby. But yeah, Steph is reading a lot of mommy blogs. She's being overly protective of Kimmy to the point of annoyance. I have it written down in my notes. Cats. I forget exactly what the context was. Actually, no.
I remember what it is. She says to stay away from cats. That includes the animal, the musical, and a third thing. I forget.
Because they didn't specify.
The deli.
Yeah. Oh god.
Oh,
Cats
This
is
such a
deli.
bad joke.
oh, fuck that. That's a horrible joke.
Here's the thing. I don't think this is the first time this show has referenced cats. And I think this is before like Cats 2019, when now everybody started referencing cats, us included.
Yeah.
I think this was 20. I have to go to IMDb again, but I'm pretty sure this was 2018.
So this might have been off of the trailer.
I mean, I've been watching BoJack Horseman, and there are cats references in the first season back in like 2014 or something like that.
Cats was always a joke, but
Yeah.
I mean, for Fuller House,
It released
That's
in
true.
December of 2018.
I feel like it wasn't public common knowledge then, right?
I just mean, yeah, sort of like not. I mean, cats has always been a punchline, I think, but
Yeah.
just in terms of very much in the public consciousness.
I don't know. I feel like I have distinct memories of like summer of 2019 when you started making a lot of cats jokes and building up awareness of that show.
Oh my god, the Cats movie.
This episode truly was a Jellicle song for Jellicle cats.
Yes.
But DJ walks in. She's wearing a dress. The audience goes, ooh. And if you don't know what that sounds like, Tyler, can you please put in an audience going, ooh?
Yes, so they go ooh again.
Yeah, I assume Tyler put that in. That's what that sounds like.
I also, because why not? I've been looking through IMDb now, just looking at audience ratings. Care to guess? We've already watched the one with the lowest rating out of all of them. Care to guess what that was?
Is it the one where Joey shows up and just pranks them all and does horrible things to children?
No.
I want to. That's definitely not it. People probably thought that was hilarious.
I don't want to look down on the audience. I didn't like that episode.
No, I'm just saying if you put like that, it's a kid's sitcom. I'm just assuming a lot of children would laugh at Joey pranking people.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Is it Japan?
It is Japan.
It's Japan!
It is Japan.
No way! I was gonna guess the Irish wedding.
No.
See, here's the I always feel like there are a lot of episodes of TV shows in general that get bumps in the ratings just because they're important plot episodes.
Yeah.
I feel like all the time I'm like, that episode's not as good as this random filler episode, but it's important, so people rate it highly. Wow, Japan was so bad.
I also want to point out the second lowest rated one is another episode that we liked. It was the one where J Money and Ramona it's the Pioneer Day episode is the second lowest rated.
Oh, Pioneer Day was fun.
Pioneer Day?
Yeah, Pioneer Day is the only those two are the only episodes rated below a 7 on IMDb.
I didn't like Pioneer Day the first time we watched it, I will say.
Yeah.
So
I think we've gained new appreciation for things like Pioneer Day.
Anyways, back to this episode. I just wanted to share some fun IMDb trivia.
Yeah. Anyway, back to this episode. Tyler pointed out that we said memory. All Alone in the Moonlight.
Oh my God.
But DJ has gotten ready. She's going on her first date with Steve. And Stephanie hammers home to her that this is the most important night of your life.
Steph is a mess.
Back to Harrison's dating advice.
Yep.
Yes, this is the perfect way to introduce someone to the concept of a first date. Tell them that it's the most important thing that you will ever do.
It's just then Steve shows up and she makes like the same big deal to Steve. DJ and Steve both start out very excited for this night, and Steph ruins their lives.
Steph is a mess, and it is transferring over to Steve and DJ.
Yep. It's very good.
She's projecting. She needs to watch one of Max's radio therapists, or listen to.
Yep.
One of Max's radio therapists.
She needs to call into the Dr. Fraser Crane show. for all you Frasier heads out there.
Hell yeah. I am such a Frasier head.
I think Mark keeps making all these Frasier references and neither of us have seen Frasier.
Yeah.
Tyler and I watch a lot of Frasier and talk about it with each other.
Yes.
I find it fun whenever Frasier can be put into the conversation. But speaking of Max, guys, Max wants to stay up an hour later so he can live tweet Blue Bloods, his favorite show.
Oh, no.
his favorite show on television.
Yeah.
What is this child doing?
I don't know. The other thing I want to say, though, is DJ says, like, no, you can't stay up an hour later. You have a bedtime. And I'm like, it's 1 hour.
It's an hour.
Like,
It's an hour.
Also, he's like 10 years old.
Yeah.
Was she still enforcing the 8:30 bedtime rule when he's 10?
Yeah. Okay. We have to look up, when does Blue Bloods air?
Tyler, look it up. Let us know.
It's just like, this is one night. He can stay up 1 hour late one night.
Yeah, it's a special occasion.
Special occasion.
It's a live tweet Blue Bloods.
It's Blue Bloods.
Yeah, it's Blue Blood, starring everyone's favorite Donnie Wahlberg from the New Kids on the Block.
Yep. From Nakatba.
Nakatba. From the New Kids on the Block and their hit breakout member Joey McIntyre.
Our favorite new kid.
Our favorite New Kid on the Block.
That's right.
I never thought I'd have a favorite new kid. We're talking about other episodes a weird amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very referential episode, I suppose, in a way.
In a way.
Not really. We're just finding excuses to do so.
But anyway, Steve and DJ, or Steejay, as we call them.
Which they make canon in.
Yes, they do say
Steph
Steejay.
uses the phrase.
They do say Steejay, which is...
Nobody has yet used the phrase Meave or Meejay, but
Yeah.
maybe we're getting there.
Or Steejay, but the Steve and CJ version.
Yes, exactly.
The producers would kill them if they used the word Meave, so they have to stop. They can't use that. They can't allow them to find true love in each other.
This is very important, very important. Tyler has let us know that Blue Bloods airs Friday at 10 p.m. So, as he points out, it's on a weekend. It's not even a school night.
Oh
DJ.
my God.
All this boy wants in the world is to stay up an hour later to watch Blue Bloods.
You can't even give him that.
Oh
Jesus,
my
DJ.
God.
Ah,
It's on a weekend, too.
what a helicopter mom.
Anyway, next scene, Ramona, J Money, and then it keeps panning, and also our good boy Jiminy Gibbler.
Jiminy Gibbler.
They're watching The Fault in Our Stars, and they're crying because it's so beautiful.
Yes, they're all crying, and it's great. Our favorite characters all on a couch together.
I really there's a great line where J Money says, I want what they have. And Ramona says, an incurable disease. And Jimmy says, tickets to the Holocaust Museum or the Anne Frank Museum. And J Money says, no, I want my girlfriend and I to be an official couple.
Oh boy, J Money.
He wants them to he doesn't want to be friends with benefits with Rocky anymore. He wants to officially be her boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of talking to her, he goes on Facebook and changes his relationship status.
Perfect move, J Money. A show of dominance in the relationship.
To show that he's in a relationship with Rocky, who, by the way, does not have Facebook.
Yep.
Yeah, which I don't think they understand how Facebook relationship statuses work, but
Yeah.
but
yeah, Ramona fully says
J-Money,
she's way too cool for Facebook.
Yeah.
Cool people aren't on Facebook. And J Money says, what are you talking about? Whoa, I just got likes from Pastor Tim and Grandpa. This is a good episode.
Danny
is what I'm
Tanny
saying.
stays on top of the relationship drama of his grandchildren.
Yes. Danny Tanny is very invested.
Yeah.
Well, remember when he and J Money performed a musical number for Lola?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Danny Tanny
that's right.
is invested.
Oh no, you're totally right.
Yeah, you're right. Oh god. He is invested in J Money's relationship.
Remember when Danny Tanny started venting to Max about his divorce?
But
yes,
Danny Tanny is very invested in J Money with his excellent communication skills.
Yeah.
Yep. This and that's the beginning of probably our favorite plot line of the episode.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. This plot line is great, and it never even leaves the living
It's
room.
very good.
It's
However,
fantastic.
there is another plot line which starts off slow, but then gains so much fucking momentum at the very end.
Yep. This is true. There's a plot line where the last scene absolutely saves it.
Yes.
Yes.
But I do want to say this is in keeping with a thing with this show where anytime it's using the characters who were not on the original Full House.
It's better.
It's infinitely better.
Oh yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
We love Steve, but pretty much all of our favorite characters who are really good on the show are the characters who are new.
Yeah.
So part of me is like, maybe you could have made a new show. But Pastor Tim and Grandpa like his Facebook status. And then we go to DJ and Steve, who are stuck in traffic.
Womp womp.
Yep. They're still kind of nervous. They're stuck in traffic. That's the scene. Next scene, Kimmy is on the couch watching TV.
I love how that's the A plot of this episode, and we just glossed over it. Like it's.
I mean, not much happens.
Nothing really happens in that scene. Yeah.
I'm not even sure if it is technically the A. Like we start on it, we end on it.
I guess so.
And it's technically the one that has like the most to do with the show as a whole. But I feel like J Money gets the most screen time, and it's definitely the funniest.
Is that why we love this episode so much? Is because it's a J Money focused episode?
It might
Possibly.
be because the focus is on J Money.
We love our sad
the J Money adjacent characters.
We love our
sad
boy.
Dumpster fire relationship skills.
I think we just need to make a new goal for the podcast. We either need to get Juan Pablo Di Pace or J Money on the podcast by the end.
J Money.
I'll take either. I'll take it. I'll take anyone. Please come on our podcast.
Anyone, please come on our podcast. We're very lonely.
Anyone involved, please come on our podcast.
Yeah.
But Kimmy's watching TV on the couch, and suddenly the couch moves back like 4 feet.
It's a ghost. It's a spooky ghost.
Or maybe it's Stephanie who pops up from behind the couch. She's moved it because she thought Kimmy was sitting too close to the TV. Here's my thing, though.
Yeah.
Like, we see Kimmy watching TV for a second, and we do not see Steph. It's saved as a joke. How long was Steph waiting behind the couch? Kimmy had to walk in, sit down, start watching TV, and not notice Steph. So other possibility, did Steph like army crawl behind the couch? How did she get there? How long was she there? What was the plan?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Maybe she's just been pulling on the couch for a while. Like she was actually actively trying to pull it, but she just couldn't get the right leverage.
Yes.
And so she's just yanking and yanking and yanking, and then finally she pulls it
at just the right angle.
And that's at just the right angle.
I hate it when that happens.
Yeah.
I hate that so much. But we also find out something very important in this scene. Fernando is very into pregnant Kimmy.
Yeah.
Yep. Which is a joke that I am not at all surprised they made. I'm here for it.
Oh yeah. No, like live your truth, Fernando. If you want to bang pregnant women, then like
not pregnant women, Zach. His pregnant wife. Or fiance.
Well, this is really the beginning of this plot line. This is the inciting incident, because if you thought this plot was about like Steph being overbearing on Kimmy and Steph has to learn to let go, it's kind of about that. But it's more specifically about the fact that Steph says, hey, no, you're forbidden from having sex with your husband. It gets your heart rate up too much and that's bad for the baby. So no canoodling with Fernando. And that's what the episode's about.
Yeah. Fernando has been permanently sexiled from his wife or his fiance or his whatever the hell him and Kimmy are at the moment.
Did you just say sexiled?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sexiled.
I mean,
Love
it's not, I guess it doesn't, it kind of works in this scenario.
No, Zach, I was asking because I didn't know if you had just said exiled, and I was like, perfect. I love it. That was a positive.
Thank you.
It's very good. But yeah, next scene, Rocky shows up, and she's very angry with J Money.
Yes.
Why?
Who could have guessed?
Possibly gone wrong.
Somebody Snapchatted Rocky J Money's Facebook relationship status, and she's like, "Hey, J Money, what the fuck?"
Hey, J Money. Hey, J Money, what are you doing? And he's like, "Oh, well, I wanted to be dating now, be boyfriend and girlfriend, so I went over your head and changed my relationship status."
That's totally a conversation I should have had with you after changing the relationship status.
Yep. Or maybe before.
To which
I mean that sarcastically.
Rocky is very upset about this because she told him she's not into the whole labeling thing, man.
Yeah.
Why you gotta do that?
Yeah.
Why can't we just be friends who hang out and make out sometimes?
Well, J Money stands up for himself, says, I want to be an official couple. And if you won't accept that, I think we should break up. Even though I guess, are we dating? Yeah, he breaks up with Rocky and her response is, okay. And then she leaves.
Because of course she does.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rocky is just entirely too cool for J Money.
Yeah, he is hanging by a thread on this not real relationship.
She is way too cool for him.
For any of these characters.
Yep. Meanwhile, DJ and Steve are still stuck in traffic. They ask themselves, is this a bad omen? We're probably going to lose our reservation. The restaurant hangs up on Steve when he tries to tell them that they're going to be late. So they put on the radio, which people still did, I guess, in 2018.
I feel like people still use the radio when they're in the car.
People still use the car radio.
Nobody has a radio at home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, if you have a radio at home, why? But
yeah, people use the radio in the car.
If you're in the car,
I was making a Fuller House style. Well, I listen to like podcasts in the car, but I was making a Fuller House style joke about the modern media landscape.
Right. Yeah. They do make that joke.
He turns on the radio and it's the boy band station, and Steve's like, "Oh man, must have accidentally changed it from my usual gangsta rap channel," and he says that. Or something very close to it.
Genuinely, yes.
He's like, this isn't, oh man, the boy band channel, this isn't my normal gangster rap.
What?
I'm so street,
What? I don't like NSYNC. Let's say bye to that channel.
Ayo. That was a good one.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So they turn it to a different channel, and then it's a trivia thing. They're asking callers to answer these trivia questions, and Steve knows the answer. So DJ calls in for him, and he answers, and then he knows the next one, because I guess Steve is a trivia whiz. We're establishing this about him right now.
Yeah, Steve's just very smart, apparently.
And DJ likes it when he's being very smart.
And speaks French. He does speak French at one point, and DJ's like, oh yeah, French.
He speaks French.
They act like it's really attractive.
Oh, he also speaks Klingon, but that's not nearly as attractive.
That is true. I don't know why DJ isn't attracted to that. It is such a beautiful language.
It is, yeah.
It really rolls off the tongue.
I don't speak Klingon. That's my impression of Klingon.
Can you do that one more time for me, Mark?
I'm laughing because it barely even registers on the microphone. Like, I can't even hear you.
Oh,
Mark,
really?
how dare you say that about my mother, Mark? Is Mark starting beef with me in Klingon?
I guess you'll have to learn Klingon to know. But
oh god.
We cut back to the stars of the show. J Money is furious with Ramona for letting him make a crucial life decision after watching The Fault in Our Stars. He wants to beg for Rocky back, but Ramona is saying, no, you have to stand up for yourself. He has a wonderful line, which we referenced in the opening of this episode. You know, Ramona says, you have to have pride. And he says, I've lived my whole life without pride. Why start now? But she takes his phone away. Yeah.
That line really is the epitome of
good.
J Money as a character.
Yes. So good. Max says to him, you know, like, I don't know about that. It sounds to me like you have a lack of self-esteem coupled with generalized anxiety. So I guess if you ever were asking, like, what's J Money's problem? I guess that's his problem.
Max is Freud. Guys, Max is Freud because not only does he do that, he also, we forgot to mention this, when Max asks DJ if he can stay up an hour late, he tries to, like, sweet talk and be like, by the way, you look great tonight, which is, you know, a great thing to say to your mom. But I think I've cracked the case because if Max is Freud, it all makes sense.
Jesus Christ.
You're quite the detective.
Are you gonna look at me right now, Harrison? Harrison, you're gonna look at me right now and you're gonna tell me that I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
All right, you know what? Well, that's your opinion. I think you're wrong.
Well, then you are entitled to that opinion.
Max says he listens to a lot of radio therapists like Dr. Fraser Crane. That's maybe the only time I've inserted a Fraser reference and it's actually been justified because Fraser was a radio psychiatrist.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Ramona takes his phone so he can't text her or call her. She's changed his email password so he can't email her.
Fucking brilliant. But wait, does that mean that she knows J Money's password already?
Yes.
And is it not Rocky? Followed by the heart emoji.
I'd so love if there's a thing of like, your password's Rocky, right? What? No. Okay. Rocky 1. Damn it.
That's good.
Though I will say J Money is definitely a password boy.
Yes. Or a 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of guy.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, what's your email password?
Let us know in the comments down below.
Mine is Rocky 2.
That's our comment question of the day. We're doing those now.
And hey, for maybe a retweet, give us your social security number.
All the cool kids are doing it.
Yep. But yeah, he has no means to contact her. He asks, where's the landline? Ramona says, we have a landline. And Max says, what is a landline?
Which really raises questions considering he knows what a radio is.
Yes.
But he doesn't know what a landline is.
That's my whole thing. Like, Max is a 10-year-old boy who listens to the radio. And he doesn't know what a landline is. Okay. This plot, I love this plot so much. They work off of each other so well. And one thing that I think is significant about this episode, and is maybe part of the reason why we like it so much, is every plot line in this episode feels very classic sitcom.
It does, yeah. It feels like there's actual structure to this episode, which is something that, like, when you watch a lot of Fuller House, you really start to notice when there's an actual structure to something.
There's actual structure to it. Each plot line is like an actual sitcom scenario. DJ and Steve have their big first date, but they get stuck in traffic, and they're in the car the entire episode. J Money breaks up with Rocky, wants to call her back, but Ramona isn't letting her do that. That is like straight out of Friends.
Oh, yeah.
Steph forbids Kimmy from being intimate with her husband, and we haven't quite gotten there, but then Kimmy says, oh yeah, well, let's see if you can not be intimate with your partner. These are all very classic sitcom stuff, and I love it. They do it well. It's good. But we go back to DJ and Steve in the car, and they don't know the answer to the last question. But
so they call Max.
They call Max, who would know. But Max, of course, being kind of a supervillain, says to DJ, or maybe a little boy.
I guess so. This is more little boy than supervillain.
Oh no, I'm saying maybe supervillain behavior is the same as little boy behavior.
You bring up a good point.
Yeah, he says, oh, someone wants something from me now. Yet I was not allowed to have what I wanted. Very curious indeed, mother. And that's what he says. He sounds just like that. I liked your a lot, Harrison.
Thank you.
Can I hear another one? Great. That's going to be my new ringtone.
So Max bargains with her.
Yep. DJ gives him permission. I really love there's a line where Steve says, like, quickly, we really need to win that tote bag. I love that the prize is a tote bag.
Yeah, they're very excited over this tote bag.
Yep. We should all use one more tote bag in our lives.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. It's very true. Harrison?
Yeah.
It's true. But Jimmy and Steph are hugging, and in walks Tommy in lederhosen, and he starts doing a dance to polka music. And we all went, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's such a random bit of imagery. It's just like, huh?
Though, Harrison, you had the hypothesis that maybe that's just his off-camera look.
Yeah, my theory was maybe that was like a costume he wore for school or something. that he had to wear for like a school project or something at preschool. And then like the mom filmed it and they were like, that's so cute. We need to put it in the show for some reason.
Of course.
And that's how it got in the script.
You know what my pitch would have been though?
What?
Tommy walks out. His limbs and body starts growing and turning green. Hulk baby, it's back.
Hulk baby.
Hulk baby.
Hulk baby. So wait, is that our spinoff of the episode, or is it too similar to the other Strong Baby?
It's very similar to Strong Baby. I think we should do, in the style of Muppet Babies, we should do Hulk babies. There's a little Hulk, little red Hulk, little Abomination. Little There's a little baby who's the leader, who's just a baby with a really big head. Sorry, non-comics fans, if this is going right over your big head.
The MCU is around. Yeah. People know at least some of this stuff.
Tim Blake Nelson was gonna be the leader.
Yeah.
Anyway, Kimmy walks in. Apparently she's orchestrated this Lederhosen dance to ruin the mood. She cockblocks them with a baby. And then she says, looks like you can't abide by your own rules. You should just, I dare you to not be intimate with each other. Just look at this baby and relax. And one of her suggestions is watch Beauty and the Beast, which Jimmy immediately responds, well, that won't work. That teapot is hot.
Yeah, that was, this fucking scene is just a whole thing.
We got Lederhosen baby. Jimmy is very attracted to Mrs. Potts.
And on top of that, Stephanie is very attracted to Lumiere.
Oh, mademoiselle.
Although, to be fair, Lumiere is literally hot. I mean, he's quite literally on fire.
He's very hot. He's literally on fire, and also he's super hot.
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, I suppose Mrs. Potts can also be literally hot. If you just pour some tea in her and then put her over a flame for a little while.
Well, that's true. They're both literally hot.
Ayo.
Yeah.
That's why they didn't mention Cogsworth.
Oh, poor
Who is, of course, also super hot.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of attractive. If you're not attracted to Cogsworth, I don't know what's wrong with you.
All I know now is that I do not want to see Steph and Jimmy's DeviantArt accounts.
Oh no.
Oh no.
But also important, Steph, in order to manage her desires, I guess, decides to pour herself a cup of tea to calm down or something. Yeah. And she lifts the teapot and Jimmy says, oh, babe, what are you doing to me? So maybe it's not Mrs. Potts. Maybe Jimmy is attracted to all teapots.
What do you think the teapot sexual flag looks like?
I assume it's just a white flag with a teapot on it.
I think it's stripes, but the stripes are the colors of Mrs. Potts.
Ooh, that's good. I like that.
Anyway, we go back to the car, and they're like, oh, it's so boring being in this car. Why don't we get out and do a La La Land?
And they do that.
They do a La La Land. They do a whole musical number dancing on cars in the street.
Yeah.
It comes out of that. I also want to say, I love how we go from Jimmy is attracted to teapots immediately to a La La Land musical number in the street.
Yes. And that's like the first thing that happens in the scene. I don't even have notes other than they're doing a La La Land.
It just happens.
It just happens. It's so weird.
Steve just suggests it. I'm going outside for a musical number. And then they dance.
And they dance on cars and do a La La Land, and it's really weird.
And I will say this show does a lot of musical numbers, and this might be like the best one.
Oh, hands down.
It looks okay. There are some clever lyrics. I thought some nice jokey lyrics. It's pretty well done. Really cool. The dancing's pretty good.
Yeah.
They're not the strongest singers in the world, but it's pretty good, especially as far as musical numbers in this show go.
Yeah, I mean, I think we were talking about it. I think this is the best musical number in the series up to this point.
Possibly.
Has there been any better?
I don't think so.
Probably not.
But very important, we come back to the living room. Ramona and Max are watching Blue Bloods. Max is live tweeting it. We widen out, and they are sitting on top of J Money
Yes.
to prevent him from getting up to contact Rocky. This is a good plot line.
This is a very
We have
good
not been
plot
saying
line.
all the jokes
Really
in this
good.
one, but they all land. Max actually has a lot of good lines this episode.
Yeah.
It's very good. It's maybe one of my favorite plots they've ever done because it just kind of works.
It does.
But Rocky shows up and J Money gets up, like throwing Max off the couch. Ramona tells J Money to stand up for himself, and he does. And then Rocky says to him, like, hey, you're not allowed to say if we're exclusive. I say we're exclusive. And he says, are you saying we're exclusive? And it's great because she says, shut up and kiss me. And he goes, yep, I'll shut up and kiss you. That's what I'll do. I'll just shut up and kiss you right now.
I'm just going to stop talking right now and go in for the kiss. I'm not stalling. I'm just going to keep talking, but now I'm going to shut up and I'm going to go in for the kiss. And then
she kisses him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good. And it's a good ending to it. It's a funny ending to it.
Oh, yeah.
Max stops them because he's like, hey, you're distracting me from Blue Bloods. It's a good plot. It's very funny. It's well done. There's an emotional core to it. There's a good resolution. It has a beginning, a middle, and an ending. It's great. And it's something this show does not always do.
Yeah, this scene was great. It's a great scene with a bunch of good stuff in it. And then there's a sexy car wash.
Yep. Fernando's trying to turn Kimmy off by wearing ugly clothes.
Kimmy's also doing the same thing. She's wearing
Kimmy's
a really
doing the same
big
thing.
sweatshirt.
Yep. Steph comes in and Kimmy has a surprise for Steph if she'd just step out into the backyard. And in the backyard, they've brought in a full truck and Jimmy starts doing a sexy car wash. Which Kimmy must have arranged and like, Kimmy, that's your brother.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's very sexy.
It's wonderful. Adam Hagenbook does such a wonderful job.
He does such a great job. Steph immediately caves, full on, I'm out.
You win, Kimmy.
Yep, you win.
Tap out in the 4th round.
She drags the wet short, jorts wearing Jimmy into the house, presumably to go have sex. And then Kimmy's like, well, I guess we can be intimate now. And Fernando says, like, 1 second. You wash the car.
Which is funny because she's wearing an oversized sweatshirt. We forgot to mention that.
She's pregnant and wearing sweat clothes. But Fernando is still very turned on. He makes a very good face.
Oh yeah, Fernando makes Fernando's facial expression when Kimmy like wrings out the soap onto like her sweatshirt and like the pregnant belly. It's just, he's very into it, and like, good for you. Like, if that's what you're into, then go for it. It's Pride Month, all right?
I like that we've decided so many things are sexualities in this episode.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have a full understanding of pride. But pride is the theme of this episode. It's J Money.
Yes.
Welcome back to the Fullest House Podcast, where 3 straight men try to distinguish the meaning of Pride Month.
J Money has to have pride in himself.
Yes.
Stephanie and Kimmy and Fernando all have to learn to take pride in their sexualities. And Steve and DJ they have to have pride in their good trivia answers and their dancing, I guess.
Yay.
Speaking of DJ and Steve, we cut to them. They're camped out under the full moon. They're eating burgers. Turned out to be a nice date. Even so, DJ says, "Oh, my Fanta," because they're drinking Fanta, which I think is a joke we made last episode.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we made that joke when we were doing all the different "Oh my Atlanta" things.
My Atlanta, yeah.
But they kiss, and the episode ends. Good episode. Each scene had a nice resolution.
It was just a very good episode. Like, we actually left the episode and we were like, we actually had fun watching this, and this is like a good episode of a sitcom, which is kind of rare for Fuller House.
Yes, good solid episode, which I guess brings us to
our favorite segment and yours. It's time for Sad Boy of the Week. And I feel like we've got multiple nominees here.
There are multiple nominees. I personally think there's one that's very strong.
I know who you're thinking, and but let's run through real quick. We're all thinking J Money is like the strong contender, right?
J Money, yeah.
Yeah.
J Money.
Fernando has got to be up there.
Fernando,
Yeah, I'd say so. Steven DJ.
Steven DJ could be at the beginning. They end up making Steven DJ, I think.
Do we want to do them as a unit?
I guess. And what about
counted separately from Steve Edge DJ?
And how about our good boy Jiminy Gibbler?
Jiminy Gibbler, okay.
Oh yeah, Jiminy Gibbler. Yeah. Wow, there's a lot of sadness in this episode.
Which is maybe why it was so good.
Yeah, we love all of the sad characters, dude.
I think I will summarize Steve and DJ together because they're kind of together throughout this episode. Yeah. But we can, if it ends up being one of them, we can decide which one it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Jiminy Gibbler is so moved by The Fault in Our Stars that he changes his wireless plan. It sort of makes sense in context. Let's see. He wants to be intimate with his partner, but his sister forbids it.
Because his partner forbids his sister from having sex as well.
The big thing, he has a thing for teapots.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He has a thing for teapots, which is pretty big. Mm-hmm. And then is used as a pawn in a scheme to get his partner horny by doing a rad as hell sexy car wash.
Which is really sad because you can't objectify Jimmy Gibbler like that.
Can't objectify Jimmy Gibbler.
Real use of the male gaze in this episode.
Yes. Fernando? Or did you have something to say, Zach?
No, I was gonna say, I guess it's more like the female gaze in terms of the sexy car wash.
Ayo.
Yeah, but it's making a joke.
Yes.
Like
I know.
Gaze about the way men frame women in media.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
No, I gotcha.
Yeah.
But Fernando, very similarly, is forbidden from having sex with his wife. Did they get married, or are we still doing that thing where they were going to get married and then they decided that they shouldn't, but they'd still be married for all intents and purposes?
I think that's
it's
just
complicated.
They forgot to resolve because they've been engaged this entire show.
It's very complicated.
And I think they stay engaged up until the end because they canceled it.
Yeah, it's weird.
So unless there's a wedding episode.
I think the end. I think the very end of the show is a wedding episode, and I think it might be a triple wedding.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that, but it's like a triple wedding. I think
that's how it ends. Yeah, it's a triple wedding.
Spoilers, by the way.
His wife. He can't. He's not allowed to have sex with his wife. He has to wear goofy, lame clothing to turn off his wife. And we know how much of a clothes horse Fernando is.
Yes.
Of course.
So that's got to sting. And then he gets very turned on by his pregnant wife in full sweatshirt and sweatpants doing a car wash.
Mm-hmm.
Like a triple XL sweatshirt.
Yes.
That fits nobody in the family.
No.
They just kind of had that lying around.
Yep. But now Steve and DJ both start out very excited for their first date.
Mm-hmm.
And then Steph comes in and ruins it for them by making them both very nervous. They get stuck in traffic.
So many insecurities are brought to the surface as they keep waiting.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Insecurities like turning on the radio, and Steve thought he had gotten rid of the boy band channel, but now Backstreet's back.
All right.
Zach and I knew it was.
Oh, yeah.
My very obvious reference, you got it.
Because we both thought at the same time.
No,
all right.
I love that. I love that you did it at the same time. There is a reason we're all friends.
Yeah.
Anyway, where was I? Backstreet's back.
All right.
They start answering trivia. Steve starts showing off a little too much. They ask who said, I think, therefore I am. And instead of just saying Descartes, he says, the father of modern philosophy, René Descartes.
To which I threw up in my mouth.
And then he starts speaking in French.
Yes, he says the quote in French. DJ likes it when he speaks French. Yeah, we were like, whoa, Steve, come on, man. We like you, man. Stop doing that. They don't know the last answer, so they are forced to call DJ's 10-year-old, who knows more information than two adults. Max extorts them. DJ is extorted into letting him stay up to watch Blue Bloods.
Shows absolutely no ability as a parent.
No. They win a tote bag. That's kind of where their plot line resolves naturally, but instead they get out of the car and do an elaborate musical number. Yep. And then everybody else gets back in and starts honking at them, and they're angry that they got out of their car, even though it's heavily implied they genuinely did the musical number.
Yeah.
Which, wow.
Yeah. So, like, everybody got out and did the musical number too, and then they're like, hey, why are you standing in traffic? And I'm like, you were there. How could you be a backup dancer and now you're angry at them?
Were they doing the musical number alone? Did they take drugs?
Hey, you know what they say? Winning a tote bag is the best drug of all.
Maybe they never even left the house.
That's the greatest high you're ever going to get. Sorry, you're right. Maybe they never even left the house. They're just in DJ's room, like staring at the ceiling. And then they camp out.
Best date ever.
They camp out under the full moon.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. How sweet.
That's nice.
Yes.
But now we have the ultimate contender.
Now our boy J Money.
We love our sad boy.
We love our sad boy. I'm going into my notes again because I think it's just everything he does in this episode.
Oh, yeah. It's just sad. His entire plot point. His entire plot point revolves around him being sad, which is the best.
Yep. He is so moved, made literally sad by The Fault in Our Stars that now he decides, I want to be in an official couple with Rocky. And instead of talking to his quote unquote girlfriend, he just changes his status on Facebook so he can show his grandpa and all of his grandpa's friends that he's in a relationship.
Without telling said girl.
Genius.
Without telling said girl. Said girl shows up, is furious at him, and he's like, why are you so mad at me?
I only went behind your back and told all the old people that we're dating.
Yeah, I only went behind your back.
I also love his line at the very beginning where Ramona's like, why are you doing it on Facebook? She doesn't even, I don't think she even has Facebook. She's too cool for that. And then J Money goes, nobody's too cool for Facebook.
Yeah.
So that's another line.
Especially not J Money.
Yes.
J Money breaks up with Rocky because if she doesn't value their relationship enough to make it official, he doesn't want to be in it, which, like, good for you for standing up for yourself. But he immediately caves and backtracks and says, I shouldn't have done that. Why did you let me do that, Ramona? I have to call her. I have to apologize. I have to beg her to take me back. And Ramona and Max have to physically restrain him.
Yes.
From calling her. She has to take his phone away, change all of his passwords, and then physically restrain him. It's great.
Yes.
He has, of course, the line, I've lived without pride my whole life. Why start now? Which I feel like
brilliant.
Most of the time would automatically clinch sad boy for you.
If I had to describe J Money in one sentence, it would be that.
Right? It's so good. We love our sad boy.
We love our sad boy.
But Rocky shows up. J Money stands up for himself, but also then kind of bungles it because it works. But then he's also so pathetic in enjoying the moment where he just goes like, wait, are you saying we're official? Yeah, I'll kiss you. I'll kiss you right now. I'll stop talking and I'll kiss you. Yep, I'll do it. I love it. We love our sad boy.
Another moment that you skipped over is that when Rocky comes in and she's all upset at J Money and she like blocks him, she mentions that she made a Facebook just to block J Money.
Just to block him, right.
It's so good.
So good. Okay, so I mean, I think that's his case, basically.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
If I may vote first, yeah, I think I gotta vote for J Money on this one. And honestly, there's one thing that put him over the edge for me, and it's not any of the stuff that you just mentioned. It's another subtle detail.
Yeah.
It's his emo haircut.
Yeah.
They mention it at one point.
Yeah, they mention it.
Yeah.
Ramona calls him Avril Lavigne, or mentions his Avril Lavigne haircut.
So good.
Great. Sick reference. We love it.
Well, because, you know, he was a skater boy. She said, see you later, boy.
That's what this episode was about.
Yeah.
J Money was a skater boy. taking control of his own life. And Rocky said, "See you later, boy."
Yep.
He wasn't good enough for her.
But yeah, I'm voting J Money. It's gotta be.
Yeah, I'm J Money. J Money for me as well.
And he found love this episode. So sad boy.
Even when he wins, he finds a way to be sad in victory.
Yes.
He got 2 victories.
So yeah, if I may make a quick announcement about the Sad Boy leaderboard at this point, this is J Money's 10th Sad Boy win, which now puts him. He has now doubled second place.
Love it.
Jesus Christ.
Love it.
Second place is Fernando and Steph, a tie with 5 points each. J Money now has 10.
Love it. Got it. Great. He deserves it.
He does. We love our sad boy. Michael Campion, please come on our podcast. We would love to have you.
I think that's it for this week's episode of Fullest House Podcast. Please follow us on social media. We are at Fullest House Pod on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We have a YouTube channel. You can subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Just do all the things. It's great. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on social media at Fullest House Pod on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All those things. I hope everybody listening has a wonderful day. I'm Mark Greene.
I'm Harrison Bloom.
And I'm Zach Horowitz.
And until next time, may your houses be fuller, and may your car washes be sexy.